If you have ever sent a proposal to a potential coaching client and then heard nothing back, you are not alone. I've spoken with many coaches over the years who've had, the scenario, you have a great meeting with a potential client, they seem really interested and engaged with you, and then they say at the end, oh, send me a proposal, you send the proposal, and then you hear nothing. And then maybe you send a little reminder, another follow-up possibly, still nothing. It's so disappointing, isn't it? I'm Lisa Farr, and I've been working with coaches on their marketing and getting clients since 2008. And the scenario I've just described isn't especially unusual. And that's why I wanted to create this little video for you, because what I see is it's like you're getting a potential client 90% of the way to working with you. And then if you send a proposal, they seem really interested, but you hear nothing back. It's like the whole thing isn't going anywhere, isn't it? So for me, over the years, I've learned some tricks, some tips that I wanted to share with you that hopefully will put the odds a little bit more in your favour. So, why is it a bad idea to send a proposal? A few different reasons why it's a bad idea to send a proposal, or even to agree to send a proposal perhaps is the place to start. First of all, if you send a proposal, you have to be super clear that what you're going to send in that proposal is exactly what they want. And if you haven't had the chance to talk through it, then that's going to not make it so easy for you. The other thing about writing a proposal is it can take a lot of time. And I know for some coaches, if it's a big proposal, you put your heart and soul into it, it can take a very long time indeed. And of course, that time it isn't paid for. You don't receive any money for that time. So obviously then it makes it even more important for it to convert into a client, which of course it doesn't always do. So what do you do instead is obviously the next key question. I've put a little step-by-step guide for you. I like step-by-step. So step-by-step, first suggestion for you is to talk through with your potential client the program and how you'll work together with them. You know, exactly what you're going to do. You need to be really clear on what are the challenges that they want to overcome with the program, what are the outcomes that they want. You need to be super clear on all of that so that you know that what you're going to offer is going to be a good match. So first thing is to talk it through. And then sometimes step two is if you don't have enough time to talk it through, like a meeting overruns, step two is to set up a second meeting. That piece, and I know for some of you, you'll have larger programs, particularly for larger programs, or if there is somebody else involved in making the decision, maybe other people need to be invited to that second meeting, that can be a really good idea. So you don't talk through everything in the first meeting, but you set up a second meeting to do that. Step three. It's like get their buy-in to the program first and how you'll work together, that's important. And talk about the financial aspect when you are with them. If you leave that for an email, the biggest challenge you're going to find there if you leave that for an email is that you're not going to be able to judge over email if they object on price. If you're in the room with them, there's much more chance you can have a negotiation, you can understand whether they're objecting on price or whether there's part of the program that they're not so keen on or they don't think is such a good match for them. And I know for a lot of people, you might not be able to talk about the financial part of it in the first meeting. If it is a big project, you might actually really benefit from having that second meeting so that you can work out for yourself the pricing and the investment, really to talk about it in that way as well. I'm talking price, but really when we're talking with a client, talking about the investment that they're going to make in solving these challenges and problems. Step 4, if you do have to send a proposal, and yes, of course, sometimes you do, schedule a phone call with them to discuss the proposal before, so schedule the call before you send the proposal itself, so that you know that there's actually a chance and an opportunity for you both to discuss the document and discuss how you'll be working together. So that's step 4. Step 5, and I would say this is probably the best tip. If you have this in mind, this will really help you. Instead of sending something with the subject line proposal, my suggestion for you here is to send a confirmation of our conversation, or confirmation of our discussion or program, or however you might like to word it. And the important piece for this is to make sure that everything in your email is something that you have already discussed with them. The benefit there is you want to write that email so that it makes it really easy for your potential client to say yes to working with you. And if they're looking at this email, it's like a confirmation, it's everything you've already agreed in person. It just makes it so much easier for them to say yes. So hopefully that will help you. Otherwise, it's just like, I just hear of so many, it's like a proposal black hole. It's like all these proposals that go out, and it's like, so often you could have done some fantastic work with that client, and the client would have really benefited from working with you as well. So for me, it's like when these proposals get stuck or delayed, it's like nobody benefits from it really. And that's why I wanted to create this video for you. And of course, if you know any other coaches who write proposals, please feel free, if you think they would benefit from hearing this, please feel free to forward it on to them. Thank you. All right, bye for now.